apron, but it's too small, so I'm gonna grab a different one. Welcome. So today we're using 3-day-old carageenan, and we're gonna test and see if it will marble. So if we haven't met before, my name is Krista, and I teach the magical process of water marbling all over the Okanagan in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. So we're going to use this gel to float paint and create a beautiful design that we're going to print onto a few different items. So I've got a few things ready and we're going to test it. Now I don't know if this is actually going to do what we need it to do, so we're going to start with that first. So it's a bit of an experiment. Okay, now I need an apron that will actually fit me. Hold on. Okay, here we go. This should work. This is like my favorite shirt and I don't want to get paint on it. So if you have never heard of water marbling before, it's an ancient art that we use a gel-like surface to float paint and make these beautiful designs, and then we print that print that design onto anything you want. Its originating form was with paper, but you can print onto many different materials. So first step, I'm going to use this newspaper to clean the surface and reset that surface tension. Now I have, this gel was used outside, so there's like a little ant. Sorry, he's not alive anymore. Okay, so here we go. So I would love to know where you are watching from. So I am in British Columbia, Canada. It's a beautiful sunny day today, and we are gonna water marble. So we're gonna put down the first color. Now this first color is going to be the base. So it is opening properly, it is floating, even though this gel is 3 days old. I made it Thursday night for a workshop we had on Friday, and it's been stored inside. We do have air conditioning, so it's kind of like, and it's cooler downstairs, so like probably 19 to 20 degrees down here. This is magenta, and it doesn't usually open very big. Oh, it's behaving very nicely. So we're just layering those colors just on top of each other. And volume of paint on the tray as you're floating is really important. So it's called saturation. So you want to have really nice strong colors. Well, you need to have enough volume of paint. Now in this process, there's no color theory. You don't have to worry about colors mixing. They're always going to stay separate. See, this one didn't open very much. I like to say some colors are shy and some colors are more bossy. The bossy colors kind of go whoop and get really big and push the other ones out of the way. This is another, she should be bossy. This is like a really soft bubblegum pink. There we go. All right, so, hi everybody. Just gonna grab something. Okay, so I get asked all the time, if I want to do this at home, where should I start? So I have this kit. You can purchase it online on Amazon or whatever, but it's from a company called Jacquard. It comes with, I've already used it, so it comes with everything you need to start this process at home. It's got the gel, the alum that you pre-treat items with, and then it's got 5 colors of paint. So this is where I would recommend you start. And this is literally a kitty litter tray. I'm not even joking you. Oh no, this one's not. This one is, it's a dish pan tray from the dollar store. You don't need anything fancy, and you can make tools at home just with cardboard and toothpicks and some duct tape. So you can do this, it's really fun. So this one I'm gonna just use it's a barbecue skewer. And I'm just gonna move it. So because this gel is about 3 days old, it's creating a little bit of extra movement as I go. It's a little bit less, almost like a little bit less thick. So if I had used it yesterday, the consistency would be a little bit thicker. So instead of nice straight lines, I got a little bit of a curve to my line, but that's okay, no big deal. So we are gonna reprint this phone case. Now I did this a couple of weeks ago. And I didn't like the way it turned out, so I just cleaned off that paint with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. So you can see it's got a little bit of pigmentation just left on the coloring there, but we're gonna print it. Okay, so, yeah. So it doesn't have any alum on it. I'm gonna try it without. So I'm not gonna go flat, I'm gonna go on an angle. Let's do it, see if it works. Down we go. Amazing. Okay, so it's still resisting it. So I haven't quite got it yet. I was gonna try another cleaning option to see if I can get it to stick better. So we're gonna have to try that one again. So that one is a fail, it didn't work. But that's okay, no big deal. Just gonna get a wash off. Just gonna see if I can, yeah. Okay, perfect. So we will try that again another time. Now, how do you get this cleaned off? Do you have to like dump it out and start fresh? No. Paper towel, baby. So you can, actually I'll show you that. You can manipulate this and print it, or you can start fresh. So if I manipulate this, and just create some movement, I'll have lots of area that's clear. So we're gonna get a softer print with some manipulation. There's a bubble. So when a bubble pops, it leaves a splat effect into your print. And if you don't like it, you can kind of manipulate it a bit more. But for the sake of science, okay, so this is just lined paper. There's nothing fancy to it. Hasn't had any pre-treatment on it. It's just lined paper. So let's see what happens. We're gonna lay it on, get it wet, let it absorb, and there's our print. Fun, right? So if you wanted to try it at home, it could be as simple as getting that little kit and then just some paper, lined paper, computer paper, and make beautiful designs. So I'm just hanging that. I've got a little hanging station behind me so that I can hang or lay my items to dry that is over top of a towel, just so that they can dry. Okay, so if you have any questions, pop them in the comments there. If they're in English, I'll be able to answer them. If they're in another language, I will answer them later after the live is over, because then I can use the translator app. So now my tray is clean, so I can just do the next one. All right, here we go. Okay, so I cleaned it with paper towel, but I'm gonna do one more step. I'm gonna use my newspaper again, because that's gonna help the surface tension. So this gel is 3 days old and it is still working, and I'm super impressed. So now this paint is a fluid paint, so I'm giving it a little shake just to kind of remix the ingredients that are in it, just to make sure that I get a nice consistency when it lays on the tray. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. So if you are gonna water marble at home, the best thing that you can start with, that I started with, is literally just computer paper, because it's cheap, it's affordable, but also because when something doesn't go right, you don't feel bad about tossing it in the garbage can. I think that's a great place to start. So this process is so much fun and is amazing. So why does it work? Why does the paint float? Why doesn't it mix? So what is happening is the paint is lighter than the gel in the tray. So the gel is essentially like a thickened water. It's made of water mixed with seaweed powder. It sits overnight and kind of thickens. And then our paint is fluid acrylic paint that's able to just float right on the surface. Now, why don't they mix? That's a great question that I don't know the answer to. Somebody on here probably does, but even though you're mixing and stirring, those colors, they stay completely separate. There's no color theory. You don't have to work dark to light. There's no rule. Now, if you're trying to achieve something specific, yeah, of course you can follow a pattern or follow an idea, but there's no, you can't put yellow beside blue because you'll get green. It just doesn't work like that, which is something I love about water marbling. Okay, so pretty obvious to say that this is working, but the movements are less controlled because the gel has kind of thinned out a little bit, but we're still getting lots of beautiful designs. Okay, so I just bought these at the dollar store yesterday. So there's a gal online here, her company, her business is called Rainbow Crow Studio, and she did foam, and I wanted to try it. So, of course, I didn't open it before I started because, you know, who wants to do that when you could do it live and everybody watch you not be able to get it open? Okay, so these have lots of colors. So they're not white, they're gonna be colorful. Whoop, yeah, this is my life. Okay, so lots of colors. I'm gonna start with the black, and then if you guys wanna comment what we should do next, I would love to know what color you think we should do. I'm kind of feeling that yellow. That'd be fun to try. Okay, so no pre-treatment, right out of the container. Let's see how it goes. So we just want on an angle because this will not allow for any air pockets to get trapped. That's why we want to hit it on an angle. Okay, so it's wet. You can see my fingers are painty. Here she comes. Did it work? Wow. Okay. Wow, that's beautiful. So what's moving on the surface is the gel itself with a little bit of paint. So I'm gonna see if I can just rinse it with water to get a clean print. We'll have to see how that prints. That'd be cool. Okay, so I think I should have treated this one before I printed it because it's really running. It's actually kind of psychedelic, but I think if I did it again, I would pre-treat it with the alum. Always have wet fingers when you water marble. Ooh, this is cool. Look at what was left behind from that print. Okay, so let's see what happens with this guy. This guy's just, this is literally a dog comb. Not even joking you. I used pliers to take out every other comb on it. So if you're like, oh man, I need to have certain tools. No, you don't. You can use whatever you want to try. I once tried a fork and it made some really cool designs, and then I'm just wiping them dry. Okay, you know what? I like it. I want to try the yellow. Did anybody? I know it looks smeary, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna try yellow, and then I have one more idea. Okay, here we go. And on an angle so we don't get any air pockets, and you kind of just push down to capture the print. Okay, I think this one's going to be smeary too, and that's okay. This is an experiment. That's what today's about. Yeah, so a little smeary, but that's okay. All right, so I'm just going to rinse it. So that's going to rinse off that excess on the surface. Okay, so that's it rinsed. Yeah, I think I would definitely pre-treat to get a better print, but that's okay. All right, so now, all right, now I want to show you a really awesome thing to print, okay? So I did a second print with that. We're just gonna pick up the excess. Oh, and the other thing, yeah, isn't that pretty? That's just on paper towel. Okay, cleaning up is kind of fun sometimes too. All right, here we go. Okay, so we are gonna do something kind of oceany, kind of an ocean feel. All right, so normally when you make this compound, it's called carageenan mixed with water. It's referred to as size. That's what we're floating on. It's called size. It's normally like a really kind of like really creamy yellow color, but because I've used it and stored it away, for me, I find that it turns like a blue or a green color. So that's why it's looking kind of dark. That's okay. We've got some pink. This is a really nice spreader. Now I said ocean, right? And I'm adding pink, but this is kind of like gonna be like the coral pinky color. Okay, and yes, I did forget that I was gonna do ocean, so that's okay. Here we go. Okay, ocean colors it is. So we are doing a series called Will It Marble right now. And the next, I would love you to comment what you think we should try next. I've always, one of the things I want to do, I've always wanted to try on a pair of Crocs, because I've seen people do water marbling onto Crocs before, so I want to try that. If you have any other items that you're like, wow, you should really try doing it on this, I would love for you to comment, and hopefully you can use that in an upcoming experiment. Okay, so this is called Ocean Lime, this color, and it's color I made. By mistake. I put two colors together to make a color, and I followed the recipe wrong, and I love it. It's like one of my new favorites. Okay, so to start off, we're gonna just do that back and forth, the galget, and it means come and go, or back and forth. And then I'm gonna do that same motion from the bottom to the top, about an inch. Now you could do this any separation. You could do 3 inches, you could do an inch, you could do them really, really tightly. And that's what helps thin out those big circles of color and makes everything look fine. Now my next step, I want to go the opposite way. And I could go really slow and straight, or I could do a bit of a wiggle as I go. I'm just going to wipe my tool. Isn't that fabulous? This one, now we're going to make kind of our waves in here. I'm going to leave areas where we have that non-puree background, so you see the thinness of the lines. Yeah. And with this movement that we did before, how it's straight, anything you do the opposite way is what movement you're going to see. Okay. Oh, I love it. Okay, let's see how it prints. Okay, so this is white cardstock, has not been treated. Normally I would pre-treat it with alum, but we're not going to, because we're gonna see if it prints. Okay, so we're just gonna lay it in on a bit of an angle still. We're gonna flop those edges in, kind of tuck them in, And let's see how she does. Want to make sure it's nice and wet. The edges will kind of roll up, and that's okay because it's just paper. Kind of smeary. So anything that you don't pre-treat might be smeary. You can see all those lines, hey? Pretty fun. Okay, so, all right, so all of those items were not pre-treated. And so if you want to try this at home, your best bet is that, I'm going to show you that kit one more time. Here's the kit. So this kit is by Jacquard. It's their water marbling kit. You can find it pretty much anywhere. So it has in it, says, kit includes 6 colors. I thought it was 5, it's 6. Alum, which is the mordant. That's the stuff you rub on or paint on what you're going to print. It has the carageenan, that's this stuff. And it has a complete instructions. Now, this kit didn't actually come with instructions, but it has a QR code that you can scan that will take you to the instructions. It's a great little kit, and it's a great place to start if you want to water marble at home. Okay, so that's it. I hope you guys all have a great day. And if you want to see more of me trying to water marble and seeing if things work and experimenting, tap subscribe, and I'd love to see more of you here on YouTube.